Hi, I'm Jo Shorthouse. I'm a managing editor on Scrip and I'm here at BioEurope in Copenhagen. I'm joined today by Richard Marshall, who is the newly appointed CMO of Galecto Biotech, which is a company that develops galectin modulators for diseases such as cancer and fibrosis. So thank you very much for joining me today.
Pleasure.
Your company's recently raised 79 million euros in a Series C financing. Can you just tell me how you're going to use that money to phase your IPF product, which is TD139?
Yeah, so TD139 has completed a phase 1B study about 18 months ago. And now with this current financing raise, we're going to take it into a phase 2B study. So this will be a year-long study in patients with IPF. As you know, it's a lethal, devastating disease. And that study will start at the early part of next year.
Okay.
And that will take us forward, into further pivotal studies and ultimately to market.
Okay, so what's novel about TD139? How does it work and what's unique about it?
So there's a few things that I think make it stand out. Firstly, it's an inhaled medicine.
Okay.
So that is the first sort of inhaled medicine for this indication to get this far down the development path.
Right.
So it's a dry powder,
Okay.
very easy for patients to use because they'll be able to take it once a day, before they go out to get on with their day, for example. So that's pretty unique. And I said nothing has got this far in development for IPF that's inhaled.
Okay.
And then the mechanism of action, again, is unique. It targets a molecule called galectin 3.
Right.
Which is a molecule that does a lot of things. So it's one of the great things about galectin 3. It seems to influence fibrotic processes, inflammatory processes, and also to impact the outcome of cancers as well.
Yes.
So obviously we're focused on the anti-fibrotic activity of galectin 3, and we think it's going to target multiple mechanisms. And the reason we're kind of confident that it will target multiple mechanisms in IPF is that in our phase 1 study, apart from seeing really good engagement of the target in the lung, we also saw changes in plasma biomarkers that are predictive of disease progression, and they were reduced by TD139 after just a couple of weeks.
Right.
And those biomarkers suggest that we're impacting multiple pathways that ultimately determine the progression of IPF for patients. So the next study will test now the effect of TD139 on the decline in lung function that you see in those patients, so forced vital capacity decline, and it'll be a year-long study.
Okay. Just in Europe?
It'll be based in Europe and also North America, so the US and Canada as well.
Okay. And what at the moment is the standard of care for IPF? What are patients normally getting?
So there are two medicines approved for IPF, pirfenidone and nintedanib. And what we understand with those medicines, and firstly, it's been fantastic for patients to have access to new medicines. I'm a respiratory physician, so I spent too long, treating patients with nothing to offer them. So it's fantastic there are medicines available. And they've really blazed a trail, so credit to those companies. But I think also there's room for improvement. Firstly, there's certainly more we can do for efficacy to really try and halt the disease, because despite the presence of those medicines, in most cases the patients will still progress ultimately. So we need to try and halt that and therefore make patients live longer. And also we'd like to improve on the kind of overall safety profile for the current medicines. So they do have adverse effects that can limit their use and limit their tolerability. So we think with an inhaled medicine that directly targets the lung, and so far we've seen no preclinical or clinical toxicology, that we could deliver a sort of safe, efficacious medicine that could complement the current two approved treatments.
Okay. So with the 79 million euro financing, is it also going to go towards, I believe, your oral and ocular programs? Could you just give me an idea of what's in the pipeline for those two sides?
Yeah, so as I've described, the fact that galectin-3 biology seems to play out across a number of indications is exciting. It's also a little bit of a challenge, but a nice one to have, which is kind of, where do we focus our current pipeline? Because the company's been developing a medicinal chemistry platform for, the best part of 10 years. And our founders are, with a chemistry and glycobiology background, so a real deep understanding of the biology and a real breadth of chemistry that we can apply. So in addition to the inhaled lead molecule, TD139, we also have an oral program and that lead molecule will enter the clinic very shortly.
Okay.
And initially we're targeting that towards a fibrosis indication. We're considering NASH, but we're also looking at other opportunities for that oral offering. And then also that also offers a potential way forward into cancer, and there's a lot of biology around galectin-3 and other galectins in cancer. And then following on from that, we also have a galectin, a separate molecule, which is for administration to the eye.
Okay.
So that could be given as an intravitreal injection in diseases like wet AMD, acute age-related macular degeneration. So when you need to get to the back of the eye.
Yes.
But it's also possible to formulate compounds that could be delivered to the front of the eye. So we think across those kind of three, inhaled, oral, and sort of topical or intraocular, we can actually cover quite a broad space and really explore what galectin targeting can offer.
Okay.
So we're going to be busy.
Yes. Good luck.
Thank you, yes.
Thank you very much for joining me and giving me a flavour of what's going on with Galecto, so thank you very much.
Oh, pleasure, thank you.
You.